So Team Affinity is one of the best ways to build your team, especially when the new seasons begin. And I have completed Team Affinity. I actually completed it Tuesday night. It was too late because I completed it at like 11 p.m. and obviously I'm not going to make a video at 11. And then yesterday we had new content, so I did that instead. But today I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest way to complete Team Affinity in Season 3. A few things before I dive in. It's going to take a while. Like, if you expect to knock out Team Affinity within a day, it's not going to happen. Team Affinity was something that I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I basically just spent all my free time doing it. I didn't touch grass. I'm kidding. I had work on Monday and Tuesday, but on the weekends I basically just grinded Team Affinity. So you're going to have to put in a lot of hours just to get Team Affinity completed. But there are strategic things that you can do to make it go faster, which is the focus of this video. So there's a specific order in which you should be doing the different types of missions for Team Affinity to sort of shorten down the time period to complete it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do are the moments. Do all 30 moments. There's one for every team. If you do them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1500 is 7500. And if we go to the beginning, 7500 will get you your first classic. So by doing all 30 moments, you'll get 6 cards, one for each division. After you've completed the moments, you're going to want to move to Showdown, and specifically do Showdown because you don't need to use your team, and I'll explain that later. But do Showdown after moments. So if you do all 3 Showdowns, there's only one for each region, I guess you could say. There's an East, a West, and a Central. If you do the West, it'll give you progress in the NL West and the AL West. It works the same way for Conquest. But if we go to the Showdowns, it gives you 20,000 Team Affinity points. And the reason why I did not make a tutorial video is because they're so much easier this time around. There are a lot of games on Rookie, a lot of games on Veteran, and a lot of generous run differentials or leads or whatever you call it. So the Showdown is actually pretty easy. If you do all 3 of them in about 2.5 hours. So after the Showdown, you'll be at 27,500 in each division. And so you will get a Classics, a Captain, and then you're almost at another Classics, but that'll put you at 12 cards. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put those 12 cards on your team and use them while you're doing Conquest. So let's just go over the Conquest really quickly. So there is a Conquest map for each region, just like the Showdown, and they give you more points. They give you 30,000 instead of 20,000. These take longer, of course. It's Conquest. You have to play 10 games, and you have to fill the whole map just for one of them, and you have to do that 3 times. It's going to take a little bit, but you have to do it to complete Team Affinity. So yeah, Moments, Showdown, and then Conquest is where we're at right now. But the reason why I want you guys to do Moments and Showdown before Conquest is because you need to get these players. In order to save time, you need to do everything you can where you don't need to use your own team in order to get as many of these players so you can use them while you're doing Conquest, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If you just go right into Conquest as the first thing you do, and you play 30 games with just your normal God Squad, and then you get all these cards, you're going to be wasting time because then you're going to have to go back and do all these missions with the players. If we look at the Captain Stat missions, you pretty much have to do these missions. Each of them gives you 3,500 for the Captains. There's 5, of course, and then the Classics is the same. So that in itself is 35,000 points, and they added boss missions, so you can actually do missions with the bosses and a repeatable one. But like Lamb, David Dahl, Hyunjin Ryu, Jake P, Vita Blue, obviously you can't do all 5 because the last one is at the end of the program, so you can only do 4. But if you do all these missions with the players, that is 14 times 3,500. So that'll give you, quick math, 35 plus 17.5. That's going to be 52.5 minus 3,500. That's 49,000 points. Did that all in my head. Once you have completed the Conquest, you're going to be slowly getting these player missions done as well. And after you start the Conquest and you finish the Conquests, you're going to be getting a bunch of players. And then after Conquest, you're going to do the same thing, but in mini seasons. I did 3 mini seasons, right? 3 mini. I'm either 3 or 4. but I did 3 mini seasons. Each run would give you 10 vouchers, which is 40,000 points. And while you're doing it, you're also doing these stat missions, just like Conquest. So once you get to Conquest and Conquest and mini seasons, a big majority of the points that you're going to be getting are from those player missions, which is why I say to do the moments in the showdown first, so you can get those cards and use them while you're doing these other missions. And once you get to the showdowns are really boring, but that is when you really start to get through these programs. When you're done with Conquest, you'll be sitting at around like 80, around here, 75, 80. So you'll be about halfway done. And then once you get into the showdowns, you get a voucher every 5 wins, and you're going to start increasing the ante, if that's like ante up, if whatever. I don't know English, but you're going to be going a lot quicker once you get into the mini seasons. So the big framework of my process is moments, then showdown, then conquest, then mini seasons. But it's not going to complete Team Affinity. You need to do more, and that's including the stat missions. So what I'm going to say is be aware of the missions that you can do. If you have empty spots on your team, let's say you have a team filled with cards that you've already done the missions with, and you have like only 3 cards that you need to do missions with. There was a time period where I didn't have any cards to do missions with for like 5 mini seasons games, and it sucked. But you have to be smart about it. Do not waste that time. What you're going to want to do is look at your missions and see which team build missions and if the boss missions are close. So for example, I completed the AL West Team Affinity well ahead of the other ones. So I took every single AL West boss out of my team and instead used a card that could go to a different mission, because there's no point in playing with those cards because that program's already done. Just really use your brain when you build your team, because that'll also save time. For example, let's say with team builds, let's just say I'm not done with this program and I still have some more to go. Let's say I have like 7 or 8 spots on my team that don't have a card that I'm doing one of these stat missions with from the program. I'm going to fill my team with Padres players for a couple games, and I'm going to get this mission done while I'm doing everything else. Just be smart about it. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Kill 3 birds with 1 stone, because you'll be doing the Padres mission. You'll be doing, let's say I still have to do this Logan Webb or Brandon Webb mission. I'll be doing that, and I'll be getting the mini seasons vouchers all in one game, basically. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube. Look, Team Affinity is a long grind. I was exhausted by like Monday. I got it done super fast because I'm a sweat in MLB The Show. Like, I'm willing to say it. But I do have a life. Like, contrary to popular belief, you can have a life and still do this fast. I didn't just play the game 24/7. You know, like I ate food. I went to the gym. I went to work. Like, you can still have a life. I just want to point that out too. Not saying you guys are accusing me of being a no-lifer, doesn't touch grass, but look, you can do it even if you have a life. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.